Hey, what's going on, guys? Battle Nation's Emperor here, back today with another video. And today, guys, we have a quick episode, just a little short video for today, but it's covering something very unique and something pretty cool that I want to mention to you guys, because a lot of people apparently haven't heard about it. So just want to make this quick video discussing it, discussing some history around it, why it exists, and then my own personal theory of something a little bit more shadier going on around the community. But before we get into all that, just want to thank you guys for, again, these past few videos have just been freaking insane. Each one getting a whole bunch of likes, a whole bunch of comments, and a whole bunch of people have been recently joining the Discord server. So just wanted to thank you guys for the crushing support. Absolutely, again, trying to make these daily videos, make sure they're all getting better and better, and just doing anything I can to make better Battle Nation videos and provide better Battle Nations content. So anything you would like to recommend, request, or even just something you'd like me to do, just let me know in the comments down below. As always, as long as it's Battle Nations related and at least respectful, you're not attacking anybody, or you're not calling the other commenters names. Anything goes in the comments below. With all that being said, let's jump right into today's concept, and that is something I'm pretty interested in, and that is the legendary log. So, not sure about you guys, but a lot of people, and even me included at one point, when I heard the name legendary log, I thought of one thing. It was this thing. For those who have the fortune to not know, this is called the log. It is from Clash Royale, and it is a very, very popular card in there. And cards are basically units. Think of them as, troops, airplanes, everything from Battle Nations. So, of course, Clash Royale, it's a Supercell game, very addictive, some would even say fun. And yeah, there's a whole lot of story to get into there, but that unfortunately is what most people think of when they hear Legendary Log, because of course, Supercell is just such a juggernaut company. They kind of have a huge mark in the mobile game sphere. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, they kind of own that phrase. Heck, you even look it up. It's normally what comes up. However, let me tell you about a better log, an even older legendary log. And that, of course, is this beautiful bad boy right here. Might have seen him in the thumbnail and the background right there. But this is his promo, and as it reads, he was a limited edition unit. He was coming soon. He was limited to 3 per attack. And I know I say this constantly, but seriously, when Z2 limited you to 3 units per battle, that unit was good, because they did that for the Wimp, the legendary Sandworm, and like a handful of other units. So every time they limited you to 3, you knew it was going to be good, and this right here is exactly that, as it says. Super powerful, attacks with major thorns, just the whole 9 yards, and then some. Literally everything you could want from this bad boy. And just look at him. I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of a zoom up here, because it is just wow. So, what about this guy? Why have I never heard him? And why don't, we bring him back especially, right? Well, I got some bad news. Despite looking this freaking cool, and despite having a splash promo that looks amazing, covering straight up and down everything you'd want to know, knock on wood, and just look at that. The new damage over time, splinter, crush your enemies with rolling attacks, as we already said, limit to 3, and you could train it at your logging camp for 100 wood. Well, I got some bad news. This was an April Fool's event. This was only released during April 1st, of course, and as you can imagine, it didn't come out. Did it even let you train like a worthless unit? I think it would have been so funny if they let you train it, but it was like literally just a log. Imagine it was like Purface. It couldn't be hit, but it also had 0 attacks. So it was just the most useless thing ever. That would have been pretty funny, I almost said Supercell. Oh, it would have been funny, Z2. But, of course, went ahead and did it, and that's how it was. So, why is this thing still mentioned? Why is it still talked about? Because it was still freaking cool. I mean, it was a funny April Fool's event. They would, at the end there, of course, this was for, I believe, 2014. But at the final Clash... shoot, I got Clash Royale on the mind because it's going to go into our next subject, as you guys can tell. But as they would go into the final year, Z2 there would release an actual April Fool's card, and of course be the Unicorn Trooper. And the Unicorn Trooper was actually great. He did kind of hold to the log standard of being a limited edition unit, but not costing nanopods. He would be the second unit to do that, and of course the last, because Z2 would shut down not too long after. And if you're wondering, the only other unit to be limited edition, but not cost nanopods, the Boom Bus, my friend. That thing was so freaking cool. I hope we get that thing back for a limited edition, and I beg Madrona Games to let it be resources. If they do it for just a weekend, that weekend's going to go so hard. Nevertheless, back to the subject at hand. They would end up going and making some April Fool units legendaries, but this would unfortunately not be one of them. And then, of course, Battle Nations would shut down, go off, but then this game called Clash Royale would launch. And it would release their own legendary log. Now, here's where we get into some darkness. And I can go a whole video on this if you guys would like. Just let me know, and I would gladly make a video on this. But the log would come out in Clash Royale, and it was very clear plagiarism. I'm not trying to point fingers here. Of course, this has zero legal advice. I'm not a legal expert. But just using my common sense. I mean, both of them are logs. Both of them have this kind of thorny, rash kind of feeling going on. Both of them are extremely cool looking. Heck, the legendary log from Clash Royale is a legendary card. It literally has a legendary type. They have different rarities in the game, and it is a legendary card. And the log, which was released all the way back in 2014, early Z2 days, 2011, truly the beginning of mobile. The legendary log released July 4th of 2016. So just barely, making it to the end of Battle Nations' lifespan. Because, yeah, they would technically just barely be up. But, yeah, it would be a few months later and they'd be down. So all of that to say is, again, no legal advice. I don't have any legal standards. But this is very clear and flagrant plagiarism. If I was Madrona Games, if Madrona Games is listening, or outleak to them, if you'd like to put me in connection with them, I would gladly be their Saul Goodman in this case, and I would be seeking damages of roughly, let's start with $1 billion. We'll move it from there. But Clash Royale, it's a very big game, and a lot of that success is intrinsically tied with the log, one of its most famous cards, and this card was blatantly ripped off of Battle Nations. It's just not not for up to debate, in my opinion. So yeah, just wanted to make this quick little video here, be completely stupid and just make this a little conspiracy theory because I thought it was stupid enough to at least communicate to you guys. I mean, seriously though, what the heck, Super? So you couldn't have at least changed the rarity. It being a legendary and Arc log being called legendary in its name, it kind of makes you wonder, was this really a conspiracy, or was everything I'm saying on point here? You guys be the deciding judge in that. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this quick little video. Again, mainly just wanted to show off the legendary log from Battle Nations. Super funny April Fools. I would love if it came back for, next April Fools. I think it has even potential as a potential unit, if it's a joke, of course. And yeah, that will just about do it for us today, guys. If you watched this funny joke video all the way through, I greatly appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any video recommendation of your own, please comment it down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider dropping a like down below and subscribing to the channel if you are new. And with all that being said, guys, that will do it for us today. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, have a great rest of your day.